You know, there are people for many years that suspected my motives and why I would do this, and it has to be so he can line his pockets, and so he can do this and that and the other thing, and I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe for the first couple of years, people, could say something like that. Um, because let's face it, every community has their charlatans, etc. But I don't profit from what I do. As a matter of fact, I make it a point to see that the artists I work with and the creative people that really, put the time in and do the work and get it done are taken care of first. Um, and granted, a lot of the things that I've worked on have been about recognition, have been about people being seen, about people networking with others. And I find it kind of ironic that within the last 2 or 3 years, when things really start coming together, um, people start showing me who they are and who they aren't. On a positive note, I have witnessed after 15 years of trying to put the Gossamer Chord together some of the most wonderful community efforts. You know, um, the Capones, when we needed supplies to get ready for the summer, they were sending us boxes of them. And the thing is, it was pointed out to me by Lady Allen. She got very furious because I kept using the term underwrite. And my cousin Xander, while he was alive, and Lord Viking Jeff Cook, who handled our money the same way, realized that I was actually paying for a lot of the events that we did because I'm a fundraiser when it comes to going out into a room and raising money, for let's say breast cancer research, or for a hospice for infants with AIDS, or things like that. I'm out there. But when it's something customer court or an affiliation of spiritually inspired artists devoted to healing through art. And my idea was, we can do this as a community, and we don't need to spend all that much money doing it because people, throw stuff out. And, customer court, one man's garbage is usually a lot of supplies for a creative artist. It was Stanley. Some of the stuff that he puts together, everything from recycled boxes from Dunkin' Donuts into paper mache, and this wonderful board that he created out of a skeleton, and some circuits, and you know, I mean. I see so many amazing things. Sonia with these bags she crochets that will withstand anything, that are made from the bags that they give you at the supermarket, you know? And so when Ryan and I were putting this together years ago, we're like, there really is so much stuff out there. And of course, we have needs sometimes of, glue and other supplies, that we have to buy from. And we do ask people occasionally, could you throw something into the PayPal account and help us with this? But the fact of the matter is that for the first 7 years, and when Xander, my cousin, took over before he passed away, he did a lot for raising money for that. And people got accustomed to it. We didn't really put in all of that. They, would apply for a small grant or something. And looking back, there were probably a few people that took advantage of that system. But what had upset Lady Allen was, and Xander, my term using, the term underwriting, where I was actually paying for these things, or there were two or three of us that were, the job had to get done. So I guess the reason that I kind of take it personally now, on some levels as to the way people are treating myself and some within our group, is because we're working so hard. We're not making money at this. We are actually in the development of Art Camp going to have a separate entity that is for artists making money on what they do, because when you spend all that time, etc., and apply a discipline to it, you need to be compensated. As some people ask me about doing meetings, etc., well, I feel guilty about charging money. Hey, you've got to meet your needs. You have to have a roof over your head. You have to pay for your food for yourself and your families and do this. Just don't get greedy about it. That's and so we're having to rethink things, about the way that we do stuff. And I'm 52 years old. I really want to be able to look back and say, okay, I published. This is where that money is, and that's my money. Fine. The problem, though, with me over the last 10 or 15 years, when I have made money on different projects, a good portion of it has gone into the Gossamer Court, and people would like to see me, stop doing that because my needs are not met. I'm one of those people now that, occasionally can't afford to get a promotion because there are other things that need to be taken care of. And I bear that, and I try to be really quiet about it. When I, for example, put something together like I did for these last 5 or 6 weeks, which was a combination of information gathering, of getting Shay out there so people could start to see what he does. And there is no question when the government has artists that stand out and because of their hard work and discipline rise above and beyond many of the rest, we're gonna show about them. We want people to see that this works, and we want to see that their own community. There doesn't have to be some national central office. It can be like the CIA. You can have little cells here, little cells there, artists doing artistic things in the basement that, get the nosy neighbor to call the police and say, I think they're making art next door. Stranger shit has happened. I mean, just look at what's out there. So as I'm trying to get things done and devote time and thought to the future of the Gossamer Court, to Art Camp, to helping different artists that we work with, I'm having to deal with, quite frankly, bullshit. I am very protective of those people that are in my inner circle. And a lot of them are younger. Some are older, and the one thing they have in common is they are taken advantage of by people. I have had to endure attacks in 2 cases. They're now adults, but from children that I was there for. I was there for a major part of their lives, and due to the efforts of other people that have, their nefarious agenda, I've started getting attacked on that. And these are things, and people that know me, know that my Achilles, definitely, the people I love. You can screw with me all you want. Of course, if I, when you go after the people that I love and care about, you're overstepping a line, and it's a very dangerous one with me. It's not to say I'm going to have a drive-by going by your house, but it is to say that anything that you have to do with, I'm not going to support until you start walking the walk and living things rightly. And I'm not somebody that believes in these miraculous overnight cures. Sociopaths don't get well with a nap, okay? It's that simple.